Look at your own hands right now. What are you doing with them? Are you fidgeting, leaning your head on your palm, holding your phone, or pointing at a screen? Don't move. Keep them exactly as they are for a second. In the next few minutes, we're going to run a few quick psychological checks on you. And I promise, by the end of this video, you're going to look at yourself and everyone around you in a completely different way.
I'll give you a quick example from my own life that completely blew my mind a few years back. I had this close friend, let's call him Alex. Super calm guy, super dependable. But whenever we went out to eat, I noticed this weird little quirk. He would meticulously rearrange his plate before taking a single bite. Peas at 3 o'clock, chicken at 6, potatoes at 9. None of the food could touch. I used to laugh it off and call him meat. But years later, when I started reading into behavioral psychology, it hit me. That wasn't just a quirky habit. Alex was someone who felt deeply overwhelmed by things he couldn't control in his daily life. So his brain created this tiny safe zone of absolute order right there on his plate. Once you learn how to read these tiny signals, watching people becomes like having a superpower. You start seeing right through the front everyone puts up.
Take the way you walk, for instance. We usually just think of walking as getting from point A to point B, right? But back in 2012, researchers conducted a fascinating study where they had people observe the movement patterns of total strangers. They found that people who naturally lean forward with a fast, urgent stride, even when they aren't in a hurry, tend to be highly goal-oriented, competitive, and sometimes a bit prone to burnout. On the flip side, people who walk with a relaxed posture, weight slightly back, absorbing the environment as they go, score significantly higher in social warmth and open-mindedness. Your brain is literally projecting your internal drive onto the pavement with every single step you take. And it doesn't stop at how you move. It's also in how you handle tiny, everyday inconveniences. Think about the last time you received a long text message or a detailed email. Did you reply almost instantly with a quick bullet point response? Or did you let it sit for hours, draft a thoughtful reply, and read it 3 times before hitting send? Psychologists who study digital communication patterns found that rapid, brief responders usually prioritize quick closure and fast momentum over perfection. They like ticking things off the mental list. But those who delay their replies aren't necessarily lazy. They often carry a subtle form of social perfectionism. They care so deeply about how they are perceived that even a simple text requires emotional filtering. Here's another subtle one that almost everyone is guilty of: how you carry your things or hold your devices when you're moving around. Do you use both hands with firm control, or do you casually balance items with one hand? Behavioral observations suggest that single-hand multitaskers are often high-trust individuals who operate well on intuition and bounce back quickly from unexpected stress. Using both hands firmly, however, signals a subconscious need for control, accuracy, and safety. Your body is quite literally guarding whatever you hold because your mind prefers extra stability in everything it handles. Even the way you react when someone drops something or makes a silly mistake in public tells a huge story about your deep internal wiring. Next time you're in a crowded room, watch what happens when a waiter drops a glass. Some people instantly jump or look over with visible tension. Others barely blink, while a third group immediately smiles or makes a light joke to ease the room. That split-second, knee-jerk reaction reveals your baseline nervous system settings. The ones who tense up usually carry high baseline empathy. They literally absorb the stress of the room as if it happened to them. The ones who laugh aren't cruel. Their brain simply uses humor as an immediate shield against awkward energy. Think about how you organize your digital space, too. Is your computer desktop or home screen covered in dozens of loose files? Or is everything tucked neatly into labeled folders? You might assume a messy screen means a messy mind, but psychological research on creative environments showed something fascinating. People with chaotic digital spaces often possess much higher rates of divergent thinking. Their brains make unusual connections between seemingly unrelated ideas because they don't visually group things into strict, rigid boxes. Meanwhile, the neat folder creators excel at linear execution and deep focus, but they can get stressed when rules suddenly change on them. When you start paying attention to these micro habits, you realize that nobody is really a mystery. We are all constantly broadcasting who we are, what we fear, and what we value through the smallest, most effortless actions of our day. If you made it this far, take a second to think about your own tiny quirks. Which habit of yours do you think gives you away the most? I'd really love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. I read through them, and it's always amazing seeing how relatable these little human moments are. If this brought you a bit of insight, or just made you think about your day a little differently, hit that subscribe button and join our little community here. It really means the world, and we'd love to have you along for the next deep dive.